What is going on, everyone? Thank you for joining the Tully Broadcasting. So, in today's video, we're going to be able just to talk just about New York sports in general. So, this week has been really busy as we have football going on. Yankees have made some great, crazy moves. We have free agency in NHL, so the Rangers have been making some fantastic moves that I absolutely love. So, I'm going to be able just to talk about that. I mean, I was going to talk about other news in the NFL, like some silly things like Xavier and Howard wanted to trade, and Dak having a muscle strain, and Chandler Jones wanting out, but I feel fine enough to just kind of talk about strictly just New York sports. I mean, that's what we are. We're a New York sports podcast. You can see right here, we got the goats of goats all over the place. So yeah, I mean, I feel totally fine just talking about New York sports. And I guess to start off with my favorite team in general, the Giants, New York Giants. So obviously training camp has started and we've had a couple scary things I was a little nervous about at first, but they all seem to kind of simmer down a little bit. So we had Tooney, he got COVID, or I guess or something like that, and he got put on the COVID list. And at first, I was like, "Oh my fucking god!" I was really nervous, and I was hoping that because this is the time this kid needs to start practicing, especially because he's gonna be more of a guy that you have to sort of work a playbook around. Like he's not a kind of guy where you just like he can do whatever. He's more of like a specialist sort of dude. So I wanted him to kind of like get more reps and stuff. Um, for some reason, I don't really know what I maybe I wasn't following or maybe I don't know the protocols or not. I'm not sure if he's vaccinated or not. I don't really know, but literally like I felt like I got the news that he was on the COVID list, and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, he's back in practice. So worked out pretty well. He's at practice. He's at practice, practicing pretty well. I think he's been kind of slow. I think Joe Judge is definitely making sure because he learned from Hernandez last year, where Hernandez got COVID, and he really felt like he kind of didn't play that well because of COVID and how much it affected him. So I think Joe kind of realized like what happened and he kind of learned from his mistakes. And I think he's really trying to slow the process down for Tooney. I think he's got no rush for Tooney at all. So he has been not practicing per se, um, like everyone else, but he has been getting some reps in, which is exactly what we need for a young rookie. So that's that news. Then we had day one, the bullshit with Kelvin Benjamin, which is fucking ridiculous. So we had, so Kelvin Benjamin and Gettleman and Judge, they all got into a big argument. So I guess that Kelvin Benjamin, he was gonna be a tight end. They wanted Kelvin Benjamin. They gave him like 2.5 months to lose like 14 pounds or something like that. So they want him to go down from like 268 to 251, and something along those lines. And if anything, he actually gained like 3 pounds. So he didn't even lose weight. Now, I mean, like I understand like maybe I mean I don't know, maybe 14 pounds is a lot of weight to lose in 2.5 months. My only argument to that would probably be like this is your job. You know what I mean? Like you are like a professional athlete. Like all you should be doing is focusing on losing weight and working out. So that's my argument towards that. But you know, I think if he had like just if he was maybe like off by maybe a couple pounds or something like that, if he got to like 255, I don't think it'd be that big of a deal. It wouldn't be a great look, but it wouldn't be that big of a deal. He wouldn't have got cut like he did. But the fact that he actually gained fucking weight, he didn't even lose weight, is totally ridiculous. Now his argument was like, I passed all your freaking tests. Like he did all the conditioning tests and stuff like that and passed. So he was saying like I'm in shape, but it's more like a principle thing. And I also think Judge probably didn't really want him that much. I think that was more of like a Dave Gettleman kind of signing because he was on the Panthers when Dave Gettleman was there as a GM. So I think there's more of his sort of signing. And in general, too, everyone's like bugging out, going crazy and shit like that. But the odds that this kid was probably going to make the team anyway were extremely low. He probably was going to make the team. So, that was kind of ridiculous. I mean, like you have guys, you have Evan Ingram, Kyle Rudolph. Those guys are already on the team because they're top two. And then you have, Levi Tololo, and then you have Caden Smith and Kelvin Benjamin. It's a pretty busy, tight end room, and it's going to be kind of a tough push to get that third tight end, So I really didn't see his chances of making the tight end room anyway in general, to be totally honest with you. So I'm not really that crazy about it. The other thing too that everyone was I was going crazy about and was bothering me was like, oh, Joe Judd doesn't know what it means to win a Super Bowl. He doesn't know what it means to win a Super Bowl. The guy's got 3 Super Bowls. The guy has 3 Super Bowls because he was the special teams coordinator for the freaking Patriots. So yes, he does know how to win. He's done it before. Now everyone was like making an argument like, oh, just the coordinator. It's like that's a pretty big deal. He had a big part of the role on the team. It's a 3-phase game. He was the head coach for that one phase. So I hated listening to that. I had a Washington fan come at me and go like, oh, like he hasn't won anything. He hasn't won anything. And I was like, he's got more Super Bowl rings than your entire franchise. Because I think Washington only has one. So he has more Super Bowls than their franchise. If maybe I'm wrong, maybe they have two. Um, Producer, look that up. How many Super Bowls does Washington have? Washington football team. Oh, you're the producer now? Oh, okay. Ashley, look up how many Super Bowl rings does the Washington football team have? So I believe they only have 2 at the most, and even then, it's still they have 3. Oh, I'm a hooligan. Okay, so I guess I am definitely wrong. But so they have the same amount. Same amount. Kill me. So whatever. He clearly knows how to win. He plays a big role. And then he was also saying like all Joe Judge's costs and everything. And he's like a know-it-all and stuff like that. Like he has his way. Like he definitely has a specific way. And my whole argument was like, if we're gonna when we want to bring guys, we want to bring guys that like want to do his way because that's how it's gonna succeed. Everyone on the team, Jabril has said it, Bradbury has said it, Dexter Lawrence even said it. You know, and all these guys have all came out and they've always been like, yeah, we love like what it is. Like Saquon Barkley, like these are the kind of guys we want that are like highly motivated and like want to be pushed and challenged every single day. We don't want guys that just want to slouch and be dickheads and get a paycheck. I want guys that are motivated and really want to focus on like trying to win. And that's what Judge wants to bring. So everyone bugging out about this. It was kind of dumb. Again, the odds the kid was making the roster. I think it was really just because I think everyone bugged out because is a little bit of an argument. It was day one. It's football news that we were craving for. And then also too, like he did kind of go at Joe Judge and say he was a dickhead and that he doesn't know what he's doing. He sucks at coaching. So yes, it was annoying, but it is what it is. We'll move past it. Let's get on to a little more news that I was a little scared about. We have Will Hernandez. I was a little nervous about him. So, or no, not Will Hernandez. We'll go into Shayla Mew. That's who I was nervous about. But let's go into Will Hernandez real quick. The guy lost, he said he lost 20 pounds. So again, here we go. Will Hernandez needed to get in a little bit of shape, and he lost 20 pounds, and he got into fantastic shape as far as like he looks completely aki. He's crazy big with the muscles. So that's another guy like he worked and grinded like we wanted to be better, and that's the kind of guys we want. We don't want guys that are gaining weight when they're told to lose it. You know, you're a professional athlete. This should be your craft. You should want to get better at this. So yeah, that was that. So I'm really excited to see how he plays now. How the offensive line is set up right now, and we'll go into the offensive line because this is really like a tricky situation. How the offensive line is set up as of now, we have Andrew Thomas at the left tackle, Shane Lemieux supposedly at left guard. Then we have the center Nick Gates. Right guard is gonna be Will Hernandez. Now you can maybe switch those guards. We don't really know. I know I think Will probably will stay at left guard. They were kind of saying that's where he's gonna be. But I know Shane Lemieux. You could be switched either or. Not a big deal. And then you have your right tackle. It's gonna be a fight between Nate Solder and Matt Purr. I prefer Matt Purr. I like to see the young kid play. He's only a second-year deal, so he's only second year. But that's our offensive line is crazy young. Three out of the five offensive linemen are only in their second year. So you have Andrew, Shane, and Matt Pert. They're in their second year of football. Shane is pretty, or no, not Shane. Will Hernandez is still like I think he's on his fourth year, still on his rookie deal, and the Soldier I don't even know if he's gonna really play, and Nick Gates I think he's a couple years in, but he's still like really young too. So the Giants, what they did was they didn't invest anything in the offensive line. They're like, listen, we got a young offensive line, young offensive core. We want these guys to grow together. These are our guys. We're sticking with them. We like them. And I like that move. I understand that. But my only problem is like the only thing that's a little nerve-wracking is now we had the Shane Lemieux thing. We had the Shane Lemieux scare. And that was terrifying to me. Some people don't like Shane Lemieux, but my thing is like I like him a lot for the run blocking. He's a fantastic run blocker. I think he's an absolute dog. Let's see if he gets better in the pass blocking because he definitely does need to get better. But he apparently got carted off on the second day. He got carted off with a supposed knee injury. And I was like, oh, fuck, that has to be an ACL because they're in no contact right now. So usually ACLs are mainly like no contact kind of injuries. And I was like, this is definitely 1000% going to be a no contact injury ACL. So I was really concerned about that. But it turned out that they were saying that it's not season ending, and that like he probably missed a little time. They're gonna really slow him down, really rehab him and stuff like that, and not worry about like him getting in now. Joe Judge was even saying like he's an absolute dog. Like he's like trying to get on the field like today. Like he wanted to get off the field. He wanted to get on the field today after being carted off yesterday. So like they were like, no. You're going on when the trainers are gonna go on, which is the right thing to do. But it looks like he should be okay for like the start of the season. He definitely should be able to be back. It's not a career, it's not a season-ending injury, which thank Christ. But that was definitely nerve-wracking, and that's kind of my biggest fear about this is we didn't invest anything, like legit anything in this offseason. We wanted to get this young offensive line a shot, an opportunity, and to grow. But my only fear is like they all five have to stay healthy. And if one of them gets hurt, like I am nervous for the second guy because like Zach Fulton was going to be our starting left guard or right guard, whatever. No. He's some bum from Texans, so I'm not looking forward to that. So yeah, that's a majority of the Giants news. Week 1 or whatever, the first couple of days of training camp is done, and I'm super excited. We're gonna be starting getting preseason games, and like again, I'm like a crazy psychopath of these games. So I'm definitely gonna be watching the games, but we're doing well. We're doing well. We got the football back. Everything is back. Cannot wait. All right, so now let's go into the Rangers. So the Rangers actually just signed Ryan Reeves, which chef's kiss. That is perfect. I love Ryan Reeves. I am a huge fan of him. Look up right now. Ryan Reeves fight or destroys Tom Wilson. He knocks Tom Wilson on his fucking ass and actually got ejected for it. He's an absolute goon. Would not fuck with that guy in any sort of like any stretch of the means. So I'm really happy about that signing and just overall the signs in general. Even like the guys we got from the Buchnevich trade, we got a couple of guys that look pretty tough and Barclay Goodrow too. We got from Tampa a couple weeks ago. Like we're getting guys who are tough and like well, I wanted guys like I don't want it to be at MSG. Come to MSG and you're like, all right, you're playing with a bunch of guys that aren't tough guys. Like no one's really tough. It's just speed guys, and it's just ridiculous. When we had that like fight night against the Capitals, we got demolished. So I didn't want any. I was sick and tired of having guys that were just willing to not really do anything. They want to answer the bell and just wanted to play hockey. You need guys that are tough and like make going to the MSG suck. Like we need to make like playing the Rangers suck because they're gonna get beat up, they're gonna get hit, and that's what you get with guys like Ryan Reeves. The guy from the Blues who we got, I can't remember his name. We're getting tons of guys too who are tough guys and like you do not want to go against because they fucking suck. And knocking guys like Tom Wilson on his ass and like actually making Tom Wilson like have a hard time getting up is perfect. It is freaking perfect. I'm so excited for that. So that was fantastic. So I will go into NHL news for this. So now Seth Jones and McCarr both got around like $9.5 million deals. And now the reason I'm going into this is they're both like top defensemen. And now I know people aren't saying like Andrew Fox is maybe or Adam Fox is maybe not a top defenseman as far as them, although he did win the North. So a little weird why you wouldn't say that. He's literally the best defenseman last year. But that's probably what he's going to get next year. He's probably going to want that money. I'm happy that we're trying. It seems like we're saving up. We're trying to make sure that we don't spend too much and go over the cap, so we can give guys like him and Igor their money because they're going to have to be the big signings next year. They're both going to probably be free agents or whatever. I don't really know how it works. I think there's UFA, so unrestricted free agency, and there's RFA, restricted free agency. So we're gonna have to. I'm not gonna have to follow that a little more, like how that exactly works. But yeah, those two got paid big time. So that's probably roughly going to be what Adam Fox maybe gets. I could maybe see taking $1 million off, maybe just because he like loves New York and he grew up in Jericho, New York, which is a Long Island. So I can maybe see he grew up a huge Ranger fan. Like this is pretty much exactly where he wanted to play. So maybe there's a small chance he takes a hometown discount to help other guys out in the team so they could be good. I don't know, but expect it to be like $8 to $9 million. So that's going to take a big chunk. But again, he's a guy that kind of deserves it, in my opinion. So yeah, and then we'll wrap it up with the Yankees. So the Yankees made two big trades. They've got guys like Joey Gallo and Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo's from the Cubs, and Joey Gallo is from the Rangers. And it actually was pretty cool too because Joey Gallo grew up a big Yankees fan. I think he's actually kind of from the area, so he grew up a big Yankees fan. He was a big Derek Jeter fan. Loves the Giants too. So I was listening to an interview with him talk about that from a couple years ago, and I was like, that's awesome. I love that. So I'm really happy that he's able to play as like hometown team where he wanted to play for his whole life. It's fantastic, and they are good players. They are really, really, really good players, and people are kind of hoping that they push them over the top. And I don't follow baseball that much. I like to watch the scores. I don't really know I only know like the Yankee players. Like I know the Yankee lineup, and that's really it. Like also too another thing too, like they traded away like a lot of prospects. Supposedly they were able to get away like unscathed as far as trading like their top prospects, but they did trade away like a lot of prospects. But everyone overall is saying that this works out on both sides. The Rangers and the Cubs, they get some really good prospects, and the Rangers get two absolute studs. And now my buddy who does fall, Paul, you've seen him on the show before. He was telling me like he's like we have like a genuine like all-star team because our lineup right now is like I think today like Torres was first, then Gallo, then I think Judge hit third, and then maybe Stanton, and then like Rizzo. And that's like a crazy lineup apparently. So that was a lot of fun. Definitely pretty interesting to watch. And yeah, guys, I mean, that's pretty much it. I really only talked about like the New York sports. Like I said, I was talking to my cousin. He thinks my video should be a little shorter. So I'm trying to make my videos a little shorter for you guys. I hope you guys like it. I know the views have been going down a little bit, but we're still kicking. We're still having fun. And hope you guys are enjoying. And yeah, guys, peace out.